States Foundation for the Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. I won't say it again ever. Arkansas First. At ARFRC Regional is our Twitter. I like what James said about Little Rock being ready, Arkansas being ready. I think Little Rock is ready for big robots. And we have students in big robots. We've had it for 20 years in Mountain Home. We've got a student here from our team in Mountain Home that's going to talk to you in a minute about what it means to be on a robotics team. We're not a startup in the sense, but we are creating, well, in 6 weeks, a really cool robot. But really what we're creating is the next generation of entrepreneurs and your technical workforce. So I appreciate your time. Let John Taylor take over now. John is going to speak in a minute about, oh, here, you come do this now. Hurry, hurry. John is an engineer, and he's got 30 seconds on how this is important for engineering in Arkansas.
So as what you're going to see is the end results of this year's competition. But the competition you see is really the loss leader. The important thing that's delivered is how a business is run, how something is developed. So at the beginning of every year, a new one of these things comes out, games, and in 6 weeks, the teams around the world and in Arkansas have to go from whatever the game is to creating a product that successfully plays the game. And so we treat this, teams that are successful usually treat this as a product design. And students that go through this understand after a couple years of this in high school what it's like to develop the kinds of things that you guys are trying to develop and put on the market. So John Taylor here, it takes a lot of collaboration and hard work and all-nighters to develop this kind of stuff. John Taylor is going to tell you something about his experience with it.
Hey, I'm John Taylor Novak, the lead robot designer for the Baxter Bomb Squad out of Mountain Home, Arkansas. And I first started in robotics back at the age of 5. I wasn't officially on the team, but I traveled with the first robotics competition, Team 16, for years and eventually joined that team. Before that, I was on a few LEGO League teams. LEGO League is a smaller competition, obviously, with LEGO robots. And after that, I was on a First Tech Challenge team. It's a little bit larger robot, but still not as big as the flagship program, which is FRC. In FRC, there's a brand new game that's completely different from the last game and usually the games before. And after that, you have 6 weeks to completely design, manufacture, and complete a robot that competes in a competition. We compete in several competitions around the country. This year we competed at the Arkansas Regional and the Queen City Regional in Cincinnati and the World Championship in St. Louis. But we sometimes go as far away as Minneapolis, Minnesota, or even Washington, D.C. A lot of the experience of the program is focused on engineering and manufacturing. I've personally gotten a lot of experience with not just that, but graphic design. I worked this video in yesterday. It took about 10 hours, not fun. Thanks. But I've also learned a lot about CAD programs. What CAD is, it's computer-aided design. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it. We use Inventor, and we're switching over to SolidWorks. The CAD software and the engineering concepts and the use of machines, as well as how to integrate features into a complete finished product, is just a small range of the large picture of what FIRST is. There's a business plan and the Chairman's Award, which is for kind of spreading the word of FIRST. So you really don't just get how to build a robot, you get more of how to get a sustainable venture, a team that runs similar to how a nonprofit runs. Our team is actually based out of a nonprofit, and after that you have to market your team and figure out how to get the resources and the funding to build a robot and compete, because we have a 6-figure budget some years whenever we go to multiple competitions. We go to usually somewhere between 7 and 10 competitions a year around the country, and also numerous other events. For example, last year we were invited to be the lead in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City. So we built an entirely new robot, well, halfway entirely new robot. We retrofitted a previous robot to work as a confetti shooter. Some of those pictures are somewhere in there, right there, I guess, convenient. And that's from the Macy's Parade in front of 60 million people. We were really hoping the robot wouldn't break, and luckily it didn't. We also went with that robot in the St. Patrick's Parade in Little Rock this year.
Okay, well, you heard John Taylor mention that this team competes in multiple events across the country. There is an Arkansas Regional. This will be our third year to have a competition of this size in Arkansas. We had it in Fayetteville one year. We had it in Searcy last year. We would really like to move it to Little Rock because it's just a bigger area, and the energy in Little Rock, just as an example, you guys here today, there's so much energy here for technology and innovation and the community. FIRST is a community. And if you ever get involved in FIRST, they say you can never leave because we're just all a little bit weird. But we're a big family, not such a big family. We're a small family of like-minded individuals. But the sense of community in Little Rock and the like-mindedness with FIRST is really evident to us. And so I'm from Little Rock, by the way. John Taylor was born in Little Rock, so this is home to me. I went to school here. Went to college in Conway. So we really would like to see this program develop and expand starting here in this community. So we need your help with that. That's why we're here, to get the word out to, if you know kids, parents, teachers, companies that want to be involved with this. If you want to be on a robotics team, the cool thing about FIRST, Jordan Carlisle was like, I want to be on a FIRST team. Like, because FIRST is a mentor program, you can be on a FIRST team. I'm on a FIRST team, John's on a FIRST team, John Taylor's on a FIRST team. We're all peers on a team. That's the coolest thing about FIRST. We work in a peer-to-peer relationship with students and professional engineers, business people, entrepreneurs on a level playing field. So the students get to know what it's like to fight with grown-ups and be an equal with professionals, and it's just a really great experience for the students and for the adults that are involved.
So yeah, if you want to find out more about FIRST, talk to Meredith. They have a robot in the back, which you can see. It's set up.